Inside Ag on KTVB is sponsored by the Idaho Farm Bureau Federation, empowering Idaho agriculture.
June is National Dairy Month, so we are highlighting one Treasure Valley family that operates a dairy in Melba, but their biggest product might be something you cannot buy in a store. In today's Inside Ag, Hunter Funk shows us how they're helping grow agriculture's next generation.
Yep, family ag operations often face a tough question. Who is going to take over next? At Moo-Riah Dairy, they are working to make sure there is an answer, not just for their own kids, but for agriculture as a whole. Agriculture is a family affair at Moo-Riah Dairy.
My family actually built it from the ground up back in the 90s as a family homeschool project. My brothers and I did a lot of the heavy lifting and all the construction work ourselves.
30 years later, that family project is still growing.
I like to work and have fun with my mom with important papers.
They grow the feed for their cows, milk the herd.
Hi, how are you?
And sell that milk along with cheese, grilled cheese, milkshakes, and more.
Would you like a menu?
Just down the road at their Copper Cow Creamery.
Letting people get milk that was in that cow that morning on their dinner table that night.
They even just opened a butcher shop, but that growth didn't happen overnight. A few years ago, the family was facing a much different reality.
When my oldest was 15, it was right when we were going through those hardships. And I will never forget a conversation that I had in the car with him. And I said to him, buddy, I know that you've always thought you're going to take over the dairy. And I just need to tell you, I don't know if there will be a dairy left to take over. I don't know if we will survive. And he said, oh, and he got really quiet. And then he said, Mom, it's okay. As long as I can be involved in agriculture, work hard, and let my kids grow up in the country, I'm fine with that. And it just melted my heart knowing that no matter what, they get to do that.
The challenges that once threatened the dairy ended up shaping its future. The family diversified, adding new sources of income. And the most valuable thing they're building, Siska says, is connecting kids to agriculture through their farm camp.
For 2 full days, they get to feed the calves, drive a tractor, make the milk. They get to ride the ponies. We teach them all about irrigation in the state of Idaho, all about the different crops, all about what goes into turning milk into butter and sour cream and whipped cream and cheese and all the other dairy products. We talk about composting, we talk about manure management, we talk about sustainability and water reuse.
For some,
so I didn't really grow up in agriculture at all. I did 4-H a little bit and I showed rabbits, but that was really it.
It's their first time on a farm, including Caitlin Woods.
I'm glad that the kids have so much fun, but honestly, I learned more than I thought I was going to learn.
Now she's studying agriculture at the University of Idaho, interning for Siska at the dairy, and getting a better idea on what path she should take in the ag industry.
She is really allowing me to get experience in all kinds of different fields, and whether that's moving cows, vaccinating cows, working with kids, teaching little kids about agriculture while I'm also learning personally is definitely like my favorite thing about this job and this internship.
While the camp is building future farmers, Siska is also raising a few of her own.
I honestly like either driving tractor or working in the creamery the most.
Can I just get a dozen eggs and a caramel latte, please?
Yeah, and what size?
Her son Silas has grown up helping at the dairy.
Your change will be $3.87.
And now helping the family in the latest business ventures.
I was actually thinking about that the other day, like how much we've just like grown over the last like 5 years from almost going out of business at the dairy to like buying a creamery and a butcher shop.
Theo, do you want to dump out her water so we can give her nice clean water?
And for the younger boys, getting involved in ag is already hard at work.
These are our main goats. This is Timmy T, he's my goat. And over there is Toad, that's Silas's goat. These are our 4-H animals, and 4-H is kind of like a project where you buy an animal and you get to raise it and train it yourself, and then you get to go to the fair and show it and sell it.
He's also one of the camp helpers along with his brother Theo, teaching other kids what they've learned.
Seeing all the kids, how like actually interested and inspired they are, it's really fun to see how they are like actually having a good time and they're not just sitting here wanting to go home.
And Theo takes his camp duties very seriously.
Rule number 3, don't feed the animals. Rule number 4, Have fun!
For this family, that's what all of this is really about. Not just producing the food, but helping people understand the work behind it. And maybe inspiring the next generation to keep it going.
I think it's really cool to see how hard work pays off. So,
Thank you.
yeah, have a good day.
And Moo-Riah Dairy now hosts multiple farm camps each summer with hundreds of kids learning about dairy, crops, irrigation, and livestock. And yes, parents can also be there to learn. They even have an open camper spots available for it. And during National Dairy Month, the family hopes those lessons help more Idahoans understand the people behind the products that they see every day. So as for where you can sign up, you can find the link on this story on our website. It's all in there, even the camper spots, Justin.
That is awesome and great to see. I mean, both you and I know a lot of family farms are disappearing, family dairies. To see them thriving, that is incredible. Also, I saw that they had Highland cows, so my wife is going to want to go there.
They
now.
do farm tours, so.
Oh my gosh.
It's
All
open.
righty. I'm leaving. Hunter, you finish the show.
Okay.
We'll see you after this.